The last 4 to 6 videos, I want to say, were filmed in the last 4 weeks. So that was my reaction on the situation in real time. I filmed them, but I did not upload them. And I filmed them because I was completely confident. When I was served, I was confident that I was not going to lose in court. And that's not me being cocky or conceited or ungrateful that the outcome was to my liking. That's me being just genuinely honest based on the allegations against me. So it's not even personal. It really isn't. We went back to court October 15th. Court started at 10 a.m. and we did not get our paperwork until 2:38 p.m. So we were in the courtroom for our hearing roughly for a little over 4 hours. I've never been in a courtroom that long in my entire life. I have no idea why the judge tolerated us being in the courtroom talking for 4 hours. If you've been to court before, you know how it works when someone is requesting a restraining order against you. I was the defendant, she was the plaintiff. She gave her testimony, I gave my testimony, we shared evidence, so on and so forth. So first things first, believe it or not, I was actually very impressed. I was really impressed by the plaintiff because she was thorough, she was meticulous. I was disappointed. I'll tell you why I was disappointed after I finished telling you guys what took place. Because those feelings and my disappointment set in when we were actually leaving. So a few things that I did not understand why the judge entertained, because I thought it was like a waste of time and it was incredibly irrelevant. I want to talk about those things. So first things first, thank you so much for actually being so meticulous and thorough. But one of the things that the plaintiff did do was she pulled up my nursing license. And had she not actually looked into me, I would have never known that I needed to submit something to the Board of Nursing. I did not send them an updated photo ID. So the following day, because she pulled it up, I was able to, Jesus Christ, I was able to reach out to the Board of Nursing and submit that. But the irrelevant factor of her having done that was that basically she alleged that I violated HIPAA with sharing in my series something about her blood pressure. And she did this because she wanted to pretty much, I guess, dehumanize my character, even though this wasn't based on opinion, it was based on facts. Yeah, that was the tactic. The tactic was to paint me as, the devil, whatever. Just for common knowledge, she was never ever my patient, number one. Number two, there are so many different things you have to compile together for it to constitute as a violation of HIPAA. That's not the same thing at all. There was no name involved. There was no birth date with the year involved. No social, no list of medications, no past medical history, no surgeries, none of that. You need a lot of those things, if not all of them, for it to be you violating you violating HIPAA. So that was irrelevant. When I gave my testimony, I mentioned the dialogue that myself and her daughter had and why. And then I also mentioned, after I was served, the 3 different incidents that I screenshot had the date and time included of her going through different social media platforms. I don't remember word for word, but she said something to the effect of, isn't it safe to say that there's a possibility that my daughter could have been behind all of that? Meaning, my daughter could have had my phone and she could have been going through my Facebook account, my TikTok account, and my Instagram account, viewing your account. And while that's a good damn question, I'm also like, wait, let me get this straight. You're asking me, how do I know for a fact it was you, even though it was 3 of your accounts? And you're raising the question and suspicion that your daughter was behind that because it wasn't you never did it. And that's when I was like, okay, so I know you're just fucking with me now, actually. Because while you and I know I cannot prove that it was you, you're not denying those accounts, but you're denying who was behind accessing those accounts pertaining strictly, directly to my account. And I was like, this is your 19-year-old daughter. If y'all bedroom is across the hall from one another, wouldn't you know if she was behind this? Like, it's a good question, but we're not in here for murder charges. Like, okay, I get it. And the judge was like, you know, honestly, it's kind of it is a fair question to raise. Well, she flat out completely denied that it was her. She didn't deny those accounts weren't hers. She just flat out denied that she was behind that. She also said that she never was anticipating my phone call. She said she never told her daughter to ask me, did I have any questions or want to talk? She said she never consented to her daughter giving me her number for me to call her. And since I can't prove that, all I have are the messages from her daughter, but I can't prove that at all. But at the same exact time, you know that I know that you know that I know that now you're just fucking toying with me and it's a waste of time because you do know that you said that she could. You do know that. Because if you were not consenting to the 3-hour and 8-minute conversation we had, why did it last 3 hours and 8 minutes? You could have easily gotten on the call and said, I'm not cool with this. I didn't agree to this. Don't call this number ever again. Click. Block. Why are we playing games like what are we doing here? Like, what are we really doing here?
Nobody trashes your name better than someone who's afraid you'll tell people the truth.